started a new meeting rather than this meeting by mistake, and I just figured it out. Can you hear the piano okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And it's not too loud? You can hear me talking just fine?
Right now, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to turn it down a little so I don't have to shout.
I had a little trouble getting in.
Okay. All right, yes. So if you want to grab blocks or pillows or pets, we're going to end up moving fairly quickly out of seated into child's pose, but yeah, just take a couple of minutes to sit. So this morning, my intention being Wednesday is to move a little bit more. So grab whatever you need, blocks, pillows, straps, whatever that may look like. Leave everything else behind. Leave your to-do list behind. Leave the I forgot list behind. Coming into this moment, right here, right now. And we'll just take a few breaths here seated. And then when you're ready, go ahead and clear your mat. And we'll come to child's pose. And no, we have not warmed up our hips or knees yet, so take any accommodations for child's pose that work for you. Big toes touch, knees slightly separated. How separated is up to you and your hips. Forehead resting on something, whether that is stacked hands or the floor, but the forehead is supported. Arms can be stacked underneath your head, out in front or back by your feet. And down here in child's pose is kind of the perfect opportunity to find the breath. It's amplified a little bit, so we can hear it coming in and going out. We can feel the breath in the back body. Watching the entire torso move, expand and contract with each inhale and exhale. You can rock a little bit from hip to hip if you'd like. You can turn the head from right to left, sort of giving your forehead a little massage. We'll take about 3 or 4 more breaths here. And then bring your arms out in front if they're not already. between the thumbs. You're going to press into the fingertips, lifting the wrists, the forearms, the elbows off the floor as though you have a tennis ball under each hand. Walk those fingertips forward a little bit. Leave the hips back. So push into the fingertips and push your hips back. Melt your heart down towards the floor. Maybe your head gets to the floor, maybe it doesn't. Just creating a little more length in the spine here. Take 2 more breaths. Go ahead and walk the right hand off to the right, about a 45-degree angle, not all the way out to a T, maybe halfway there. Walk the left hand over to meet the right. Push into that left hand, pushing that left hip back again, and breathe into the left side. Shoulders are level. One more breath. Walk yourself back through center and then off to the left. So about a 45-degree angle with that left arm, right hand walks over to meet it. Shoulders are level. Breathe into that right side of the body. Pushing into that right hand, pushing the right hip back. One more breath. Walk your hands back to center. Let the palms come down to the mat. Let the elbows and forearms come down to the mat. Bring the heart slightly forward. Walk the legs back into Sphinx pose. So bring those hips to the floor. Elbows are under the shoulders. Wrists are in line with the elbows. Press firmly into the tops of the feet. Pull in the belly. Length in the back of the neck. Charge up those legs so your kneecaps are lifted off the floor. Take a breath or two here. Reaching the heart forward while the shoulders reach back. Still keep that belly secure. Supporting the lower back. One more breath. Press into both hands. Lift those elbows slightly. Let the elbows come out to the side. Stack one hand on top of the other. Rest your forehead on your hands. Bend your knees and wave your feet from side to side. Take another breath here. Release the feet back down. Plant the hands next to the ribs. Press into the knees. Push the floor away. Up to tabletop. Line up the knees under the hips. Heels of the hands underneath the shoulders. Spread the fingers wide. Creases of the elbows and index finger pointed forward. Inhale, reach your heart forward, hips up. Cow tilt in the spine. Feel free to rock front to back here a few times or wiggle the hips, really whatever feels best. Big breath in. Exhale, let all the air out. Pull the belly button in. Reach the crown of the head for the space between the thumbs while the heart reaches up towards the ceiling. And again, feel free to rock front to back or wiggle the hips. Really whatever feels best. Maybe stillness feels best today. We're pushing the floor away. One more breath. Next, inhale, open the heart back up. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, open the heart back up again. spine. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. On this exhale, bring the big toes to touch, hips to the heels, pose of the child, arms out in front. Take a breath or two here. Inhale back up to tabletop. Open the chest. Exhale, curl the toes under, lift the hips. Down dog. Soften one knee, soften the other. Heels reaching for the floor, hands stretching the mat forward, shoulders out of the ears. And take one more breath here. Inhale, reach the heart forward, bring the knees back down. Cow tilt. Exhale through cat and child's pose. Arms stay out in front. Inhale, cow, heart forward. Exhale, curl the toes under, down dog. Inhale, bring those knees back down, reach the heart forward. Exhale, round through to child's pose. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, knees down, heart forward. Exhale through cat and child. Keep going. Inhale, reach the heart forward, cow. Exhale, toes under dog. Inhale, knees down, cow. Exhale, cat, child. 2 more. Inhale. Toes under, exhale. Inhale, knees down. Exhale, round. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Hang out in child's pose here for a couple of breaths. Let your arms relax, let your wrists relax, whatever that feels like for you. Take one more breath. And we'll meet back in tabletop. Reach that right arm out to the side, up towards the ceiling. Thread the right arm underneath the left. Left elbow stays nice and high. Hips over knees. Option to reach that left leg back, toes curled under on the floor. You would even have the option to float that left leg, but we're not opening up the hip, so it's not a very high lift. Hips stay level. You can then reach that left arm up if you'd like, or maybe even float that right foot. Release, back to tabletop. Left arm out and up, and thread the left arm underneath the right. Hips are high, right elbow is high. You can reach the right leg back, maybe float just hip height. We're not stacking the hips. Option to then float that right hand and maybe that left foot. One more breath. Release. Back to tabletop. Walk the hands forward, one hand print. Curl the toes under. Hips up and back, down dog. So maybe a little longer than your down dog was earlier. And soften one knee, soften the other. Looking for length in the spine here. Take another breath. Walk your feet up to meet your hands. Slide the hands up the shins, halfway lift. Reach your heart forward, reach your hips back. Reach your shins forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up, arms reach up overhead. Right hand grabs that left wrist, take it off to the right. Belly in, ribs in, look up underneath that left arm. Inhale all the way back up, switch the grip. Off to the left, belly in, ribs in, look under that right arm. Inhale all the way back up, lift your heart up to your thumbs. Exhale, forward fold. Slide the hands up the shins, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, step both feet back, plank pose. Rock forward on your tippy toes, knees down, lower all the way down onto your belly, hugging those ribs with the elbows. Press the tops of the feet into the floor. Charge up the legs. Pull in the belly. Inhale, lift head, heart, shoulders. So your arms are not doing the work here. Your back is. So you should be able to float the hands. Exhale, release. Press firmly into the tops of the feet. Inhale, lift. Exhale, soften. One more time. Press into the tops of the feet. Inhale, lift, hold. Maybe float those hands. And release. Again, one hand on top of the other. Rest the forehead, bend the knees, and wave the feet from side to side. Release the legs all the way back down. Plant the hands. Press yourself up and back to down dog. Look up between the thumbs. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, bring the feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward and down. Inhale all the way up, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release, plant the hands, step the feet back, plank pose. Rock forward, knees first is my recommendation, and then lower all the way down. Press into the tops of the feet, inhale, little baby cobra. Exhale, release, press back, down dog. Take 2 breaths. Reach the right leg up, back, open the hip to the side, bend the knee, flex the foot. So let that left heel now get heavy, but pick the left shoulder up. So your heart is squaring off at that left shin. Straighten the right leg back out. Step the right foot forward in between the hands. Right knee over right ankle, hip in line with knee. Left leg is strong and straight, opening the heart towards the front of the room. Bring that left knee straight down and inhale, arms up. Belly in, ribs in. So we're not looking to bring the groin down to that right heel. We want height. Try and touch the ceiling. Still bending into that right knee, but not dropping into the groin. One more breath. Exhale, release. Down dog. Left leg up, back, open the hip to the side, bend the knee, flex the foot. Let the right heel get heavy. Pick the right shoulder up. Heart squaring off at that right shin. Extend that left leg back, step the foot forward. Knee over ankle, hip in line with knee. Right leg is strong and straight. Heart opens towards the front of the room as we bring that right knee down and inhale, arms up. Belly in, ribs in, get taller. Maybe bend that left knee a little bit deeper. Exhale, release, down dog. Look up between the thumbs. Soften the knees, walk or hop both feet forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen the back of the neck. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Arms reach up overhead. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release, plant your hand, both feet back plank. Rock forward, knees down, all the way down onto your belly. Interlace the fingers behind the back. Press firmly into the tops of the feet, spread the toes. Kneecaps are lifted. Reach the knuckles back. Open the chest. Lift the head and shoulders. One more breath. Exhale, release. Soften for a moment. Once again, interlace the fingers behind the back. This time, place the awkward thumb on top. Press into the tops of the feet, pull in the belly. Reach the knuckles for the heels. Lift the head and shoulders, opening the heart. Pull in the belly. Exhale, release. Plant the hands next to the ribs. Push the floor away to downward facing dog. You are always welcome to pedal it out, wiggle the hips, or stay still in your down dog. Reach the right leg up and back, hips level this time. Reaching that right heel back, toes are pointed down towards the floor, left heel is heavy. Step the right foot forward in between the hands. Knee over ankle, hip in line with knee. Left knee straight down, inhale, arms up. Belly in, ribs in. Option this time to lift that right heel. And get taller. One more breath. Exhale, release that heel back down. Right hand to the right thigh. Left hand is under the left shoulder. It can certainly be on a block. If it's on the floor especially, just fingertips. Look over that right shoulder. Reach the right arm up. So we don't want to just drop all our weight in that left hand. Keep the heart lifted and the legs working. One more breath. Bring that right hand down. Down dog. Reach the left leg up back. Toes pointed down towards the floor. So we're not lifting high and open. We want to keep the hips level here. Long from the crown of the head to that left heel. One more breath. Step that left foot forward. Knee over ankle, hip in line with knee. Bring that right knee straight down and inhale, arms up. Belly in, ribs in, get taller. Option to lift that left heel. One more breath here. Bring that heel back down. Left hand to the thigh, right hand under the right shoulder. Light touch, block or floor. Look over that left shoulder and reach that left arm up. Try and touch the ceiling more than the wall behind you. One more breath. Exhale, release that left hand down. Plank pose. Rock forward, knees down, all the way down onto your belly. Once again, interlace the fingers behind the back. Press firmly into the tops of the feet, spread the toes. Pull the belly in. You'll feel the hips move as you do that. Lift the head, the heart, the shoulders. Reach the knuckles for the heels. Leave the hands where they are and release the clasp. One more breath. And release. Plant the hands. We'll meet in down dog. Push the floor away. Separate your feet the width of the mat. And sway the hips from side to side. Leave the feet wide, walk the hands back to meet the feet. You have choices here. You can let the arms dangle. You can grab opposite elbows. You can sway. I like to sort of shake the shoulders and head around, loosening up the upper back. You do you. Sort of an opportunity to catch our breath. Your breath should always be able to reach the belly. It may be heavy, but it should never be quick and short in the chest while practicing. One more breath here. Release fingertips to the floor if they're not already. Heel toe, walk the feet in underneath you until the ball mounts of the big toes come to touch. Little space between the heels, so all 10 toes are pointed forward. Slide the hands up those shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Soften the knees. Reach the arms alongside the ears. Chair pose. Hips are back, so we're not overly arching here. We're not looking forward. We are lengthening from tailbone out the crown of the head. Take one more breath. Toes are light. Exhale, forward fold. Soften those knees, drop the hips a little lower. Weight is in the heels, arms reach up alongside the ears. Chair pose. Exhale, fold. Pull in the belly. Drop those hips, inhale, chair pose. Last time, 3 breaths. Inhale all the way up. Arms reach up overhead. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Walk yourself out to plank pose. Rock forward. Lower all the way down onto your belly. Press firmly into the tops of the feet. Inhale, little baby cobra. Exhale, release. Down dog. Right leg up and back. Step the right foot forward. Long enough stance for you. Bring that left knee straight down. Inhale, arms up. Belly in, ribs in. Option to lift that right heel. Bring that heel back down if it's lifted. Right hand on the right thigh, left hand on the left under the left shoulder. Look over the right shoulder. Reach the right arm up. Option to now reach that right leg for the back of the room, or right arm for the back of the room, and catch that left foot. But again, we're not dropping into the groin here in the arm. The right knee is still over the right ankle. We're still lifted, strong. Pull those hips towards one another. One more breath. Release that left foot back down. Right hand comes down, down dog. Left leg up and back. Step the left foot forward. Long enough stance. It actually makes that foot grab more accessible. Bring that right knee straight down. Inhale, arms up. Taller. Hips moving in line with one another. Squeezing in. Option to lift that left heel. One more breath here. Left heel can come back down. Right hand under the right shoulder. Look over that left shoulder. Reach the left arm up. Reach the left arm for the back of the room and perhaps catch that right foot. Whew. Chest is open. One more breath. Release the back foot. Left hand comes down. Step back, down dog. Right leg up and back. Step the right foot forward. Left knee down. Inhale, arms up. Maybe lift that right heel. Maybe float that left foot. Watch the wiggles. One more breath. Release that left foot back down, right heel back down. Left hand under the left shoulder. Look over the right shoulder, right arm up. Option to curl the back toes under and pick up that knee. Release the right hand down, down dog. Left leg up, step the left foot forward. Right knee down, inhale, arms up. Lift that left heel, maybe float that right foot. The wiggles live here, Charlie horse lives here. Just observing all of it. Find some length. One more breath. Heel and foot come back down. Right hand under the right shoulder. Look over the left shoulder, left arm up. Option to curl the back toes under and pick up that knee. One more breath. Exhale, release, down dog. Look up between the thumbs. Walk, jump, crawl. Feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward and down. Inhale, all the way up, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, heart center. Walk the feet till ball mounts of the big toes touch. Little space between the heels. So we're going to be working a little bit with chair pose again. How tightly your knees touch is really about the comfort of your knees. So if I try and squeeze my knees together, it is quite uncomfortable right now. Some people, their knees naturally touch. That is not natural for me. So I like to leave them sort of neutral, lined up over underneath the hips. Spread the toes. Thighs can still be moving towards one another without really sort of yanking on those knees. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, sit back, chair pose. Pull in the belly, pull in the ribs. Really move those hips towards one another, move the thighs towards one another. Shift the weight into that right heel. Float the left foot. Shoot that left leg back. Big step to the back of the mat, high lunge. Right hip back, left hip forward, belly in, ribs in. Watch that you aren't overarching your back. And maybe lift that right heel. One more breath here. Right heel comes back down. Extend that right leg and forward fold. So I'm still up on the left toes. I want to work right hip back, left hip forward. Watch that you haven't locked this right knee. Keep it soft. Reach the heart forward. Take one more breath here. Bend into that right knee. And inhale, arms up. Step the left foot forward into chair pose. Hips back, belly in. Exhale, forward fold. Take a breath or two down here. Soften the knees, drop the hips, reach the arms alongside the ears, chair pose. Belly in, ribs in. We're strong through here, through our hips. To help support this, shift the weight into the left heel, float that right foot. Reach the right leg back, big step into high lunge. Option to lift that left heel. One more breath here. Left heel comes back down. Extend that left leg and fold. Left hip back, right hip forward. Soften that left knee. Take one more breath here, lengthening the spine. Bend into that left knee again. Inhale, arms up. Step that right foot forward. Chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Whew. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward and down. Inhale all the way up. Arms reach up overhead. Exhale, heart center. Breathe. Smooth, deep, easy. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, chair pose. Hold, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release, plant the hands, step the left foot back. Right knee over right ankle, hip in line with knee. Drop that left heel, heel to arch alignment. As you look back at that left arch, it should be lifted off the floor. We don't want to dump into the inner ankle. Inhale, up and open, warrior two. Shoulders on the long side of the mat, hips towards the long side of the mat. Extend the front leg, parallel the feet to the long side of the mat. Interlace the fingers behind the back. Open the chest, soften these knees, and fold. Feet are parallel. Shoulders are away from the ears. If you're like me and your tendency is to lock the elbows, soften them just a little. If your elbows are really bent, work on straightening them a little. Release the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. So your fingertips are under the shoulders. Soften those knees. Reach the heart slightly forward. Lift that left heel. Side squat to the left. Right toes are lifted. We're on the right heel and the left toes. So if you want to play with balance here a little bit, you can. Maybe one hand lifts, maybe both hands lift, maybe arms lift. Play. One more breath. Woo. Release. Extend both legs, both heels down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Lift the right heel. Side squat to the right. Left toes up towards the ceiling. Right heel is lifted. Maybe play with balance on this side. Maybe you'll get a different result. One more breath. Release the hands. Still bent into that right knee. Turn towards the front of the mat. Step back, down dog. Step the left foot forward. Right heel down. Heel to arch alignment again. So it's like you're on a balance board or a balance beam. Arch of that right foot is lifted. Inhale up and open, warrior two. Take another breath here. Extend that front leg, parallel the feet to the long side of the mat. Interlace the fingers once again behind the back. Awkward thumb on top this time. Reach the knuckles away, soften the knees, and fold. Shoulders away from the ears. Maybe change it up a little bit with the elbows or straightening the wrists. Another breath. Release the hands, fingertips under the shoulders. Inhale, halfway lift. Left hand underneath your nose. Right hand on that right hip. Press that hip down. Start to look over that right shoulder. So if we're not careful, that left hip will drop and the right will lift in some effort to twist deeper. Try and keep your hips level. That's some of what this right hand's job is. Release, right hand under the nose, left hand on that left hip. Look over that left shoulder. Release. Walk your hands over towards that right leg. Leave the feet where they are, just the torso is moving to that right leg. Bring the left hand to somewhere on the outside of that right leg. It can be thigh, shin, ankle. Bring the right arm behind the back. Release. Walk yourself to that left leg. Right hand. And if it doesn't reach the outside, you can certainly just place the fingertips on the floor on the inside of that left ankle. But we want to take the torso to the left, bring the left arm behind the back, and fold into that left leg. Shift your hips oh so slightly to the right. One more breath. Release the hands. Turn those left toes back towards the front of the room. Bend into that knee. Down dog. Take another breath here. Inhale through plank. Lower all the way down onto your belly. Arms down by your sides. Palms up. Press firmly into the tops of the feet. Charge up the legs. Pull in the belly, pull in the ribs. Press your hips down into the floor. Inhale, lift head, heart, shoulders, float the arms. Spread the fingers, reach the fingers back. One more breath. Exhale, release. Pull in the belly, charge up the legs. Inhale, lift head, heart, shoulders, float the arms. Start to bring the hands closer to one another. Maybe thumbs touch. We don't want to lock the thumbs, just a light touch. Exhale, release. Pull in the belly, pull in the ribs, charge up the legs. Inhale, lift head, heart, shoulders, float the arms. Move the hands a little closer together. Option to float the feet. Now we're not bending the knees. Backs of the knees are lifted up towards the ceiling. One more breath. Exhale, release. Stack one hand on top of the other. Rest your forehead on your hands, bend your knees, and wave your feet from side to side. One more breath. Release the legs. Plant the left hand next to the ribs. Reach the right arm out to a T. Bend that left knee. Roll to your right side, pointing that left knee up towards the ceiling. If this is too much on this left hip, extend the leg back down again, that's fine. Press the right inner elbow into the floor. So not bending the elbow, that pushes the shoulder down. But pressing that inner elbow down might even pick that shoulder up a little bit. Release, back down under your belly, switch the arms. So left arm out to a T, right hand at those right ribs, bend the right knee, roll to the left. Much tighter in this shoulder today. Reach that right knee up towards the ceiling. Tailbone reaches for the heel. Press into that left inner elbow. Maybe the shoulder will lift up off the floor. Try and relax the neck. One more breath. Exhale, release. Go ahead and roll over onto your back. Have a pillow nearby, a throw pillow or a yoga blanket nearby. Block nearby. Lock those shoulder blades underneath you slightly. Heels are in line with the center of the hips. Toes are pointed forward. A lot of us have a tendency for our toes to either turn out or turn way in. Have the feet parallel with one another. Pull in the belly. Press into the outer shoulders. Lift the hips. Keep the head nice and neutral. So don't let the chin drop to the chest or overly lift. Keep the weight equally distributed inside and outside edges of the feet. One more breath. Exhale, release. We'll do that a couple of times, moving with our breath. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Watch the weight distribution in the feet. Exhale, release. Last time, inhale, lift, hold. Option to interlace the fingers underneath you. One more breath. Come all the way back down. Release the shoulders, open the arms, and just rock the knees from side to side. Meet back at center. Go ahead and grab that pillow or blanket, and we're going to pull it underneath our tush, but barely, right? So it's not going to be up into our back. I don't know how big the structure is you're working with, but we want almost just tailbone, not sacrum. It's as though you could fall off this pillow or blanket, whatever you're using. Arms are down by your sides, either holding on to the sides of that pillow or blanket, or maybe holding on to the sides of your mat. Puff up the chest a little bit, pull in the belly, knees come in, heels go up. Flex the feet, spread the toes. So try not to let your lower back come down onto the floor. Reach that right leg 1/3 of the way forward and down. Another 1/3 of the way forward and down. Float an inch or two off the floor. Bring that leg all the way back up. Left leg 1/3 of the way forward and down. Chest stays up. Another 1/3 of the way forward and down. Floating just an inch or two off the floor. Bring that left leg back up. We're going to do it 2 more times. You can do right and then left, or both legs. 1/3 of the way, right leg or both. Another 1/3 of the way, right leg or both. Float just an inch or two off the floor. Back up. Left leg or both. 1/3. Another 1/3. Float. Bring the legs all the way back up. Knees come into the chest. Bring the feet down. Slide that support a little more firmly up the hips so you're not falling off it anymore. Shouldn't be very high. Extend the legs. Open up the front of the hips here. Open up the belly. Should be quite passive though. We're not looking for a serious back bend. We want to breathe. Nice and easy. We're starting to slow things down a little bit. Take 2 more breaths. Deep into the belly. And then go ahead and bend the knees. You're going to lift the hips, removing that support. When you bring your hips back down, set them off center to the left. Open your arms to a T or goalpost. Bring the knees in and over to the right. Now you can make any adjustments you would like in this twist to whatever feels good. You can take that right hand and place it on the top knee. You could take your pillow or blanket that you were just using and place that on top of the knees. You could leave it be. Totally up to you. One more breath. Bring the knees all the way back up. Set the hips off center to the right. Bring the knees in and over to the left. Take one more breath here. Bring the knees all the way back up. Center out those hips. If there is anything else your body needs before coming to Shavasana, go ahead and address that. And Shavasana can be done lying on your back with knees bent, feet wide, or legs extended, feet up the wall, seated, whatever works for you. Close your eyes and find your breath. If your day allows you to stay in Shavasana a little while longer, please do. If not, start to bring small movements to fingers and toes. Wrists and ankles. arms and legs. Eventually bending your knees, rolling over to your right side. And then using the strength of your arms to push yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Eyes closed one more time. The only thing we know to be true is right here, right now. Everything else is an I think so. I think my day will turn out as such. I think yesterday was like this. It's the only true thing, and it's temporary. So be here now. The rest of the world's going to pull you in all sorts of directions. Every now and then, come back to you. Come back to the moment. Breathe it in and let it go. I'm wishing you peace and joy and love and light. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Namaste. Thanks, guys. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving, whatever.